Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
The crosstown rivalry, well, it went as expected this past Friday night. It's front and center here on today's update at the TV Sports Desk. On a rainy night at Memorial Field in Gering this past Friday evening, it really wasn't a masterpiece on either side. A penalty-filled game that gave us the outcome most. We're expecting a big Scottsbluff win over the Gering Bulldogs. No surprise, especially with poor weather. Scottsbluff kept the ball on the ground early and often with Sebastian Harsh and Jacob Cruel. Gering gave a little bit of early resistance, but eventually the Cats' first drive ends with a Harsh short touchdown run. 6-0, Scottsbluff leads early on. After a couple more rushing touchdowns from Harsh and Cruel, it was the Cats getting fullback Josiah Diolis involved. First on the direct snap, he takes it inside the 5, then the short touchdown plunge for Diolis. Already 28-0 and midway through the second quarter. Scottsbluff trying to tack on a little bit more as they stay on the ground. Harsh barrels his way inside the 5-yard line, and then it's Cruel scoring for the second time in the game. 35-0, and one more score gives the Cats the running clock to start the second half. And a few minutes before halftime, it's Cruel for a third time. 42-0, Scottsbluff leads over the Bulldogs at the break. Cruel goes for nearly 200 rushing. Harsh for near 150 as the Cats pile up over 400 yards on the ground in the game. Late in this contest, and it's Gering trying to avoid the shutout, able to move the ball down the field a little bit here with kids like sophomore Eli Thompson and junior running back Brady Radzimski. Eventually, Radzimski with the 9-yard touchdown run to get the Bulldogs on the board with their lone score of the night. In the second half, it went in a hurry, no doubt about that. 42-7 the final with that running clock. The Bearcats improved to 5-0, and Gering falls to 1-4. This Friday, Gering heads to play at Lexington. Scottsbluff treks to Sydney. We'll have high school volleyball tomorrow on both TV and radio here at the station. Our TV match features Scottsbluff hosting state-ranked Sydney as Scottsbluff continues to search for their first win over an in-state team. Sydney's coming off a runner-up finish at the York tournament this past weekend. Also tomorrow, it'll be radio only for Gering home against Ogallala. The Bulldogs have dropped 7 of their last 8 matches overall on the year. And WNCC sports from the weekend, pretty solid effort overall. Volleyball able to start conference play with a pair of road wins at Trinidad and Otero. And men's and women's soccer, they had home matches when it combined 3-1 up at the Landers Complex against Gillette and Sheridan College. That's the latest today. That'll do it from right here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.